All right, everybody. Welcome to the Unexpected Monday Night Show. NorCal Sports Network coming to you live solo here right now. But wanted to come on and talk a little bit about the Giants and some football stuff with the Niners, news with CMC or Debo now and CMC out, and some Monday night football. Interesting game there tonight, if anybody saw that. Never want to try and compete with the NFL, but welcome in, everybody. Where's the Vikings hat? Mark Graves says, oh, no. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the Padre hat back up last night, back in their second place finish. Hold on one sec. Let's put them up here. One sec. All right. Good to see you, Mark. Michael, let's go. Surprise show. Here we go. Yeah, a little bit of surprise. I was taking the night off. Thought we'd just come on in here. And, this whole thing, I've been reading a lot on Twitter today. So I thought, with this whole thing with Farhan, look, guys, I've got some thoughts on this with the whole thing with Buster Posey, the Andrew Baggerly article about Posey stepping up and getting the job done. Look, they got Chapman for 6 years, okay? One thing that Farhan was not going to do is sign him for 6 years. I guarantee you Farhan was not going to sign him for 6 years. And you know what? Farhan's a prudent guy, and he's slow, and he doesn't move things. Look, I don't blame him for not wanting to sign Chapman for 6 years, but ownership wants Chapman badly. You could hear it all year long. Just listen, whatever Kruk and Kipe and the announcers talk like, they're getting that from the top, okay? It's all, look, you know how political parties have talking points, right? You ever hear them say, like, there's a key word, and in that key word, the party will just pound that key word, and, it's whatever the key word is. It's joy, or it's make America great. Whatever the stinking word is, there's always something, a political cycles going on, and one party will just, 50 people in the news media will point out that word, right? And it'll just keep hammering it. Well, you saw all year how Giants just drooled all over Chapman. Oh, Matt Chapman this, Matt Chapman. Okay. And the Giants wanted Chapman back. And Farhan was going to, just dick around with the whole thing, and it would drag. And he doesn't get things done because he holds out, and he won't agree. So ownership steps in. And I'll tell you, the moment ownership stepped in, Scott Boras was like, I got him, and I'm going to get his max out of him. And they got the deal done. And it became a deal with 6 years as opposed to a 4-year deal. Look, Matt Chapman wasn't getting more than 5 years last year, right? And he didn't get it. Nobody in baseball offered it to him. Why? Because most people are pretty smart. So, yeah, even you're right, Mark. Even Fleming said Chapman might make the Hall of Fame. Give me a break. Give me a break, people. Matt Chapman has never hit over 250 but once in his career, and he's only gotten over 80 RBIs once in his career. Look, if you're going to base the Hall of Fame on defense, fine. Put him in the defensive Hall of Fame. He belongs. But his offensive numbers are what I call hollow because they are like garbage time stats in basketball. The guy puts up numbers, big hits, rarely in key moments. That's why he doesn't have a lot of RBIs, guys. If the guy hit, with runners in scoring position, he'd have 100 RBIs. I mean, I was watching the Braves game tonight. How many? Let me look how many RBIs Matt Chapman has right now. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. I think he's in the. Is he in the 70s right now? With RBIs. Let me look. Matt Chapman. Pull this up. Baseball Reference. Matt Chapman right now has 73 RBIs. He's played in. Why don't you tell me how many games he's played here? All right, let me look down here. Okay, he's played in 146 games. Okay? He's played in 146 games, Matt Chapman, and has 72 RBIs. 72. Okay, well, let me look. Come on, where's my RBI? Oh, no, I take it back. 73. 73 RBIs in 146 games. Now let's take a look, or I shall take a look, I should say. I'm not showing you guys this. I guess I could. I could show that to you. Let me just pop that up there on the screen for you, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Matt Chapman, there he is. 73 RBIs this year. Okay? He's played 146 games. Now, let's do something interesting. And I'm going to show you Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts he got his 69th RBI tonight. You know how many games Mookie Betts played this year? Mookie has played tonight was his 104th game. Matt Chapman has 42 more games than Mookie Betts, and he has 4 more RBIs. I'm telling you, Matt Chapman is at the most RBIs. And this is how bad the Giants are. Matt Chapman leads the Giants in RBIs with 73, and Mookie Betts has 69 in 42 less ball games, people. Look, the Giants are 4th place team with Matt Chapman. Okay? And he's just not an RBI guy. Robert Brown, you got it. You know it. He's not an RBI guy. Yep, Aaron says, wouldn't surprise me if Posey was the one that wanted Chapman. I think so. He seems fit for the Posey leader, clubhouse guy. Yep. So the Giants are going to regret. I put out on Twitter today. Giants are going to regret this contract big time after the 3rd season. Okay. You're going to have 4, 5, and 6 years. The 4th, 5th, and 6th years are going to be disastrous. Going to be like a 100-pound, 1,000-pound weight around their necks, and he's in water. This is it's not going to age well. I just know it because Matt Chapman look, they're in 4th place. No, George, what I'm saying is, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying how bad the Giants are, that this is how bad their lineup is, that he leads the Giants in RBIs with 73, and that he's played in almost every game. The Giants have 12 games left. Chapman's played in 146. So he's going to play in 158 games if he rides the whole thing out. And remember, one of the games he missed, he was signing the contract. So my point is that the Giants are so bad that Mookie Betts can have 69 RBIs in that monstrous lineup and miss and play only 104 games. Okay. So you gotta look at the difference between the clubs. The Giants are so far out, guys, from competing. It's not even funny. Okay. They're not going to compete. They're not going to land Juan Soto. Okay. And by the way, I just look, the tragic number changes again. Let's fix the tragic number here. Hold on. My seat. What the heck? Hold on. Doggone seat gets on my cord here. And there we go. All right. Let me go over here to the tragic number board and we will fix that up. The Mets won tonight 2-1. That makes the Mets record. Let's see what the Mets record is here. 1 second here. Let me look at it. I'll do it on my phone. It works quicker. Mets won tonight and are now 82-68. And the Giants, the most they can win is 86. The Giants can win, 84. I'm sorry. Giants can win 84. The Mets have 82 wins. Wait a minute. How's that working here? Do we got this wrong? This tragic number here? Let me look at it. The Braves lost. The most the Braves can win right now is 89, 8 games. So why? And the Giants can win 84. Okay. Yeah, the Magic 3. So it's still 3 technically because the Giants own the tiebreaker. So if the Mets win, Mets have to win 3 to beat out the Giants. So we'll leave it there because the Mets have the tiebreaker. The Giants have the tiebreaker. Man, Giants own the tiebreaker with the Mets. The Braves hold the tiebreaker, and the Braves got trounced tonight. So, yeah, I know, Eddie K. I know it changes. Believe me, I've been watching baseball for 55 years, 56 years. I know how the tragic number works or the magic number. I just had to do some calculations with the Mets winning. It didn't change because the Giants have a tiebreaker. So the Mets, even if they win 2 games, only 2 games, and the Giants win them all, the Giants would, and the Braves didn't win any games, the Giants could beat them out. But still, the Giants ain't, we all know it's, is it mathematically possible? Yeah, it's like 1 in a trillion chance. So they're done. They're cooked. And we cooked them a long time ago, didn't we? Bub Rab, you're absolutely right. Giants are going to get their butts kicked in Baltimore. They have a chance tomorrow night because Blake Snell is going. But guys, I really want to get this through to you guys. The Giants, if Buster Posey, I've heard some people talk about Buster Posey. Is he going to take over, GM duties? Look, Buster Posey is not the guy to become general manager. He doesn't have I don't think he would want it. Number one, because it's a 365-day-a-year job and it requires, nonstop working daily. And we've heard Ned Colletti on here, Bobby Evans. I think a guy with a young family. I'll tell you my plan. And I am going to try and present this to the Giants, whether they listen or not. My plan is simple. Go hire Ned Colletti and Brian Sabian as you did in 1997 and let them, they work great together. Give them a 2-year deal. And their main responsibility would be to turn the organization around back to a baseball organization where they would hire the top scouts. They would hire the top player personnel directors in the minor leagues. They would get the staff going. They would bring the tenacity and the respect back to baseball, back to the Bay Area. And they would also train in the 2 years, they would handpick a successor, and that successor would work under them for 2 years. And Ned and Brian would walk away after 2 years and turn it over to someone who's been trained by them, who's they know. I don't know who that person would be, but I believe they have contacts in the game. Look, Brian is still in the game with the Yankees. Okay. Ned is very tuned into what's going on. But they definitely have the mindset. Dan, but we don't know how long. It doesn't matter, Kyle. Sabean is just, if he's with the Yankees, he's not a GM or president of baseball ops. You can get out of that because it's a promotion, so easily to get out. So Sabean puts the organization back together, and him and Ned recreate what they created. And look, I know they're older, but they're not too old to do this job. And again, getting them to train the right person to come in. And I personally think another thing here, guys, I wouldn't be surprised. I've told you guys I thought Farhan's going to go. I put it out a couple weeks ago that I thought it was about a 75% chance on Twitter. I think it's higher. And do not be surprised if Bob Melvin has had talks with Buster Posey. Okay? Hear me out. I believe this to have taken place. I can't, guarantee it. It's purely speculation on my part, so take it for what it's worth. You could say, no, that's crazy. I don't think it's crazy at all. I think Bob Melvin has gone to Buster Posey. And think about this, guys. Remember Bob Melvin's comments, how frustrated he was with this season? And he said he kind of took the blame himself for not making the gut calls he should have made. But he also said it's been kind of hard. He's with the analytics and the way he's had to do things. I'll bet you that Bob Melvin, they muted. Sorry. Thanks, Kyle. Doing a solo show. You don't even know you're muted. Sorry about that. I had to run. My Wi-Fi cut out because I had too much going. I had Monday Night Football TV still on. There was another TV going on, and then a couple other phones. I think my wife was on and things. So we had too much going on the Wi-Fi. So I got to remember when I'm doing streaming, it takes up a lot more bandwidth. So I shouldn't freeze anymore. Here's my take about Buster Posey and Bob Melvin. I think Bob Melvin has gone to Buster and has said, I cannot manage the club the way I want to want to manage this. It's frustrating. Look, what do Buster and Bob Melvin have in common? Couple things. One, they're both major league players, but they're both former catchers. Okay, you don't think there's a sorority for catchers? Absolutely. And I think Melvin has said stuff to Posey, and there's no way Buster Posey was signed and played almost his entire career, but the best part of his career under Brian Sabian. Okay. And I think Buster sees it. Melvin sees it. And now they're getting firsthand knowledge of what it's like to run. Melvin and Posey can just be, so wouldn't shock me for Farhan to go and Melvin to be back. What would kind of shock me is that they went outside and brought somebody from the outside in to be the Pobo. I think Ned, I keep saying Ned first, but I think Brian and Ned, I think would be great together. But I don't know if the Giants would do that because it might mean Melvin. They don't want Melvin. Who knows if they would want Melvin or not. Maybe they would. But I think Melvin is as frustrated. You heard it in the article. He's talked about how bad this year's been, how disappointing it's been. Guys, this isn't fun for Bob Melvin. Managing and having to have your lineup dictated to you, the guys must be in the lineup. Look, I'm bringing in Derek Hill. I want to see him. I want him in the lineup. I'm bringing up Donovan Walton. I want him in the lineup. I'm bringing in Gerard Encarnacion from Mexico. I'm bringing him up and I'm signing him. Now I'm calling him up. I want to see him. And then what happens? You see him for a little bit, and then they sit for a week or two and they rot. This is an absolute disaster with Farhan. I think the organization realizes it. I think his days are very numbered. Wouldn't shock me if they fire Farhan on this road trip and come back home without. I don't know. I'll just say this. The last game of the season is September 29th. If he's still the president of baseball operations 4 or 5 days after the season ends, that would just be a disaster. They've got to just make the move. There's no way Farhan, you cannot bring this man back for a 7th season because you've got to start over and clean house. You've got to, when you have, cancer, I mean, they go after it aggressively. They've got to, if you have cancer in a limb, we had Dave Dravecki on here a few weeks back, right? And they had to amputate his arm from up on the shoulder for fear that the cancer from his in his deltoid muscle area would spread, into other parts of his body. So they had to amputate here to kill the cancer cells. Okay. Or you've heard the term, you got to cut the head of the snake off. That's what the Giants need to do. They need to cut the head of the snake off. And that's Farhan. He is the cancer to this organization. I mean, if the owners can't do this, then they are the bigger problem. Okay. If they don't fire Farhan after a 6th season, then the owners are the problem. I cannot believe that Buster Posey will settle for keeping Farhan. I really don't. The question becomes, well, they got to eat the money. Well, so what? So what? You've eaten so much money during Farhan's tenure of DFAing guys that you still owe millions to. And so no big deal. I don't even, whatever Farhan's making, 5, 7, 8 million. I don't know what he makes, but I'm sure it's somewhere in that range. Yeah, this style of baseball, you're right, Irish Luck. Hey, Irish Luck, one of our members. There we go. Chardal. Hello, Chardal. Irish Luck says the writing is on the wall. It's the last year. It's like last year with Kapler. I agree. And Irish Luck says again, the owners don't care about that. They will eat because they think Buster has their ear. I sure hope so. I think he has to have their ear because he's on the board and he's been here. You remember Buster came in last year, kind of middle of the year. Okay. Now he's been here for a whole off season. He's been here for this whole season of 24. He's lived here in the Bay Area for the past year plus now, last 15 months. And he's seen firsthand on a day-to-day what the team's like. He knows look, Buster hates losing. He hates it. He absolutely despises losing, as most superstar athletes do. And even non-superstars hate it. Guys, I mean, if you're a competitor, if you're an athlete, you hate to lose. And Buster knows this is not what he grew up in. Look, Buster came up in 2009, all right? They never had a losing season except 2013 under Buster, and then again in 17, 18, and 19. He didn't play in 20. Then 21, look, there's another thing. Buster retired in 21 after a great year. Do you think he wanted to come back and play under this system with Kapler? I mean, Kapler and Farhan? Or he just said, you know what, I'm going to retire. Buster had hit 300, remember, his last year. So he could still play. The desire was waning, and part of the waning desire, I believe, was playing for this organization the way it had become. Look, Buster saw it two different lights. He saw it with the old regime, and then he saw the way the new regime was going. Hiroku, welcome. Good to see you. Another Chapman year under 250 and under. Exactly. We were talking about Chapman. Hiroku, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but I was pointing out that Chapman has 73 RBIs and leads the Giants in 146 games he's played. Mookie Betts got his 69th RBI tonight in only his 105th game or 104th game. He's played 42 games less than Matt Chapman. 42 games left and only has 4 RBIs under. That's the difference between the Giants and Dodgers and Mookie Betts bats third. Mookie Betts bats second, I should say, when he's in the lineup. Ohtani's leading off. They've kept Ohtani in the leadoff spot. So Ohtani's leading off, and Betts hitting second has almost as many RBIs in 42 less games. So this is a huge, huge problem for the Giants going forward. Now, I'm not comparing Chapman and Mookie Betts. There is no comparison. What I'm comparing, and Ramos has about 110 less at bats than Chapman. Exactly. What I'm comparing is the Dodgers and the Giants, and I'm also pointing out that Matt Chapman because he's got a horrible, horrible swing path. He could not make contact when runners are in scoring position unless it's a mistake pitch from the pitcher. So, look how many runs Chapman has scored. Chapman has scored. He's actually at the top of the league in runs scored because he does get on base with walks, and he's having a decent year with the batting average if you consider 250 decent, which in Major League Baseball today it is. But Mookie Betts right now has scored 70 runs, and I think Chapman is up. The last I looked a few weeks ago, he was in the 80 range. Okay, so let's take a look at Matt Chapman runs scored. Matt Chapman has 93 runs. Yeah. So he's definitely scoring runs. But 93 runs is great, but he can't drive in runs. You need him to drive in runs. Okay. You need this guy to drive in runs. You can't have your fourth, fifth hitter with 73 RBIs with 12 games to go. Give me a break. Yeah, 36 doubles. Yeah. Hey, look, Chapman's had some production, but he's not the right guy to build around. He's a afterpiece that you fill in when you have stars. He makes your team better. Where is the Giants with Matt Chapman right now? Fourth place. They'd probably be 5 games worse without him. But they're still a crappy team. They need so much more. You think Matt Chapman needs to be our number 2 hitter, Irish Luck? Wait, that's what I think he needs to be at. No, you're right. No, Matt Chapman should be our 7 hitter. You can't have him you can't have Matt Chapman at the top of the lineup. He's not a productive hitter, okay? He is more of a look, he hits really low with runners in scoring position. So just bat him low and let the top of the order work itself. Yeah, Robert Brown. You're exactly right. Both Robert and Mark Graves. He's quite simply not a 7 hitter. And Mark Graves, your number 2 hitter needs to make contact. That's the problem. The Giants don't have a true number 2 hitter. They've got to go out and find a couple guys this year that can make contact. And once they start making contact, Jung-Hoo Lee is a contact hitter. He's not a power hitter. He's not going to drive in a ton of runs. Although I would say that if you batted Jung-Hoo Lee where Chapman batted, 4th or 5th, and there was as many guys on base for Chapman that there were for Lee, and Chapman has 73 RBIs, I would say that Jung-Hoo Lee would have in the high 80s to 90 right now if you batted him. He played the whole season and was batting where Chapman is. Because how many times have we seen the Giants? What are they with runners in scoring position? Just one of the worst in baseball. And that's the problem with the Giants. So you've got to have guys that can make contact on this team. You know what? My producer, yes, let me do that. Let me guys, I want to anybody see the Monday night football game tonight? I had a survivor league and I picked the Eagles. So I'm out in week 2. I'm out. And I picked the Bengals in week 1 in another pool. And in week 2, I'm out in the other pool. So my football luck is running bad this year. But the game tonight was Nick Sirianni, the Philadelphia Eagles head coach. Awful. The guy, there was a 3rd and 1, I think, that the Eagles had, and it was 2 minutes to go, and the Falcons took a, you know, offsides intentionally so that the Eagles would not be able, because they didn't have any timeouts, the Falcons, and or they might have had one left or something, but the Eagles declined the penalty. And Nick Sirianni's over there looking over at the other coach going, like, you tried to, you tried to get me into taking, pull one on me. I got one on you. And he's like, yeah, stick it, And then the Eagles get it down to like the 4-yard line or maybe the 10, somewhere around the 10. And they've got 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, something like that. And they throw a swing pass to a wide open Saquon Barkley in the flat. And he catches it, guaranteed first down, possible touchdown. And he drops the ball and it stops the clock. And Philadelphia kicks a field goal to go up by 6. And then it leaves time on the clock enough for Kirk Cousins and the Falcons to go down the field and score a touchdown. Sirianni could have won the game, but he's a ding dong. Had no timeouts left, Atlanta. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, whatever it was. Maybe it was 3rd and 4. I'm not even sure. Run the ball, and you might get the first. If you fall short, you could run it again on 4th down and maybe get the first. The field goal meant nothing other than preventing a tie. The worst they could have done if you'd left them the ball, if you didn't make it, they would have had to go from the 3-yard line, 4-yard line and travel 60 plus yards, 70 yards to get in, say from the 5-yard line, call it. They would have had to get to to get into range of the Falcons kicker. They would have had to get it to the 35-yard line. So they would have had to travel 60 yards with no timeouts. Instead, Philadelphia kicks it off after the field goal, the new stupid rule that everybody is just kicking the ball off out of the end zone so that there's, this action thing that the NFL decided that it's not working. So they get the ball at the 30. Now to get a tying field goal, you only need 40 yards. Easy in the National Football League. So I thought it was pretty fitting that the Eagles lost. And you know what? You know what the difference is between Eagles fans and Bay Area fans? The Eagles fans booed them as they walked off the field. They were cheering all night and they booed them because they choked. I thought that was pretty funny. It's like, but anyway, guys, we're going to open up the phone lines here, and I've got to go grab my phone here. Let me see if I'll put the phone number up there, guys. I'll be right back as I go grab the NorCal sports phone. Be right back. This one's not on, right? All right, phone lines are open. Who wants to call in? Open potpourri night. Anyone wants to talk football, baseball, Giants baseball? Let's give it a call. This ain't going to be too long of a show. But my feeling on the Giants is simply that they need to make changes. And if I was running the show, I'd bring 2 guys that had success, that know the inside out of the organization, They're respected. So I would bring back Brian Sabian, Ned Colletti, double tag team effort. They worked great for 8 years. They've had success in San Francisco. They've had success in Los Angeles. They're respected around Major League Baseball. They're known as guys that are, tenacious. They train the next guy in a 2-year contract, give them just 2 years, let them run the club for 2 years, and then hand it over to their handpicked person that knows the game and go out and get the best scouts. Farhan's just let go of all the scouts. Get the scouts, get the directors of player development. Look at it. Oh, here we go. All right. I think it is Cam. Is this Cam from the NorCal Sports Network Football League?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, Cam. How you doing?
Good, buddy. I'm Irish luck on the thing.
Okay. What you got?
I wanted to let you. Well, okay. First thing, I know a lot of people are hating on Chapman. I think it's actually a decent signing. I mean, not for 6 years, but I think for the next 3 years, it is. Because the guy does produce. Yes, you're right. He's miscast as a 2-4 hitter. And the reason I said he's a good 2-hitter, what do you do with a guy that, scores a lot of runs, can hit doubles, and can get on base? You want to put him towards the top of the lineup, at least I think, or maybe I think it's just really old-fashioned.
Well, I think he doesn't make a lot of contact. That's the issue.
Yeah, I will agree with you there. I will agree with you.
I think that's the problem. I think if you can remake the lineup and put together a solid club through some trades, through some free agent signings, and you get the right people in here, you can have a whole different mindset going in. I think Chapman I think he's going to be fine for 2 to 3 years. He's a productive player, I think, but you need so many more people around him that are star players. I don't know how you attract a star. You either have to trade.
Well, I think he's already kind of doing it because, Matt Chapman is. Here's the thing about Matt Chapman. Again, he's not a Hall of Famer. He's not even a 20 All-Star.
Right.
But the guy is well respected around the league. People like him, and he goes about it. And that's why I think Buster Posey signed him, because him and Buster Posey are a lot alike in one way, just how they go about playing the game. Buster was very much like, I'm just going to go out there, do my job, lead by example, and so is Chapman. Chapman's not that, he doesn't have like that, that Manny Machado type leadership, or even that Will Clark type leadership. He's just going to go out there and play the game and lead by example, which I think Buster really likes.
Right.
And the reason I keep bringing back Buster is because I really do think Buster has the ear of the owners, and I think that the ownership really is listening to him now. Because if you read that Andy Bagley article, he said it was really Buster who put him over the finish line, and that's why I think Farhan's gone. Because why would the Giants leak that Buster's the one making the deals, and that's one. Two, why would they even leak that out if it was true? Why wouldn't they leak that out later on? They leaked that out with a week left in the season.
Right.
So the writing's on the wall for Farhan. I think he's gone.
I believe you're right. I feel that way too. I hope that is the case. It needs to be the case, and the Giants cannot botch this and bring him back and run this back again. There's too much negativity.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
But I have to give the man credit for some things. It looks like he did hit on Eldridge. That guy looks like a stud.
Yeah. Eldridge does look good.
Says that this guy's the real deal. And Travis Callis says the same thing. I think that he hit that one out of the park. But and I think that guy's going to be probably our first 30 to 40 home run hitter we've had since Bonds. and that guy's going to be playing first base in the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, he may be the perfect guy. Yeah, but they're going to need still more. They need Walker Martin, who's in that same draft, to hit. They need him to become come up and be the shortstop. And
I think they did a pretty good job finding some good young pitchers. Cody on even Your Dynasty,
right?
Believes that Joe Whitman is going to be a stud, and I think he is too.
Yeah, Joe Whitman. He was the pick for Rodon. I think secondary pick when they got Rodon when Rodon left.
Oh yeah. I think he's out of Eastern Carolina.
Whitman's somewhere back there. Ohio? Yeah. Was he Ohio or was he Carolina? I can't remember. But yeah. Hey Cam, it's great to hear from you. You playing fantasy football this year?
Yeah, I'm playing with my work league, which I got Chris McCaffrey, and I've been dead last because my guys are hurt.
You got McCaffrey hurt, and then you had Jefferson last year who was hurt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, tough luck, man. That is tough.
I'm doing okay in my other 2 leagues.
Good. All right. Well, good to hear. All right. Hey, take care, Cam. Good to hear from you. Bye-bye. All right. Next. Wait, how did this happen? Did the link get put out there? Wait a minute. Is the link out there? Someone snuck into my green room. Wait a minute. How did you get in there, Chardal? Wait a minute. Somebody put the link out? Oh, Ryan. Put the link out. Okay. All right, Chardal. I'm giving you, because you're a member of the show, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Hey, Dan.
Go. What's up?
It's great being part of the show, and I love you as a host.
Well, thanks.
And you rock it. And I know as a Giants fan, I know this season is mathematically over. And Farhan Zaidi needs to be fired.
Absolutely.
Because this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, you're
he's
exactly
making
right.
Crazy moves. He doesn't know what he doesn't know what he's doing. So this guy needs to leave. And I think Buster Posey will be a way better president of baseball operations.
I don't think Posey's going to take that job. So I'm more of the belief that
and as a Giants fan, I think this team is a effing joke. This team is an embarrassment. This team doesn't know how to hold big leads. They lose a lot of games. You know, they lost the series against the Padres. So this team needs to play much better baseball if they want to be better in 2025.
I agree, man. Hey, Chardal, good to have you on the show. Appreciate you being.
Hey, Dan, it's great to be on the show. I would love to come on the show if you post a link in the chat.
Yeah, the link's out there now, but you're in, and we've had you on, so we appreciate you coming on, and we'll catch you another day. All right, Chardal?
Then I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks. All right, Chardal, SG Sports Chalk. There we go. All right. In there. There we go. All right, Chardal agreeing with everybody else here. Senior says Buster could easily take the Pobo gig. I don't think so, Senior. I don't think he's going to take it. It's a 365-day-a-year job, and I don't think he wants that responsibility. And I don't personally think Buster would be that great in it. I don't think he's got the tenacity of I think he's just a really great guy. He doesn't see you got to be successful as a general manager, you got to be kind of I don't want to, you got to have you got to be kind of almost an a-hole. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. You got to have some arrogance, that you know what you're doing. You're not going to get taken. You're not going to get, you mean business. You got to be the successful ones. The ones that are not very successful, they're not good negotiators, not GM. I'm talking. Yeah, I know Pobo. I don't see the Pobo, president of baseball ops, is doing a lot of those negotiations with agents. And it's a 365-day-a-year job. I don't think Buster would want that job. I really don't. I think he might be maybe a spokesperson for the owners, where he's over the president of baseball ops. If maybe that's what you're saying. Yeah. My plan is a simple plan, and it's to go with successful people who have proven success. I want Brian Sabian, Ned Colletti teaming back up on a 2-year deal, and they come in here for 2 years with the idea of turning the organization around, hiring top scouts, top baseball people, top player personnel directors. They know everyone in the game. They know how to, let them go get their people. They work fantastic together. They love working together, and they both love the Giants organization. They also would love to beat the Dodgers, and that's going to take a while. That's going to take a while to beat the Dodgers. But they can set the groundwork and lay that and train the next executive to run the organization, a true baseball person. And that's what I think needs done. I really do. San Jose Shark says, how do we know Farhan has not been fired already? Let's just say his ass to be kept until it's who knows. Rob C. Ned won't leave the Sharks. How do you know that, Rob? How do you know that? Okay. What else we got? Yeah, I really think this is the answer to fix the Giants going forward. And let me just check something here. How did I end up tonight? Ooh. Oh. Not too bad. Okay. Not a good night on my NFL pick, but the topsy-turvy NorCal Sports Network Fantasy Baseball League is shaped up to be a barn burner at the end of the season. It is a 7-team dogfight. 7 teams within 6.5 points. How's that? Wow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun finish. Anybody can win it. So we'll see. Next caller. We're waiting on the phone call. There it is, guys. There's the phone right there, the white phone. It's not the red phone. I don't have a nuke. I don't have control of the nuke. Call in, guys. We've got, what time is it here? 9:30. We got about 25 minutes. We'll wrap this thing up by 10. Call in if you want to call in, guys. Let's see. I saw our friend Don in here earlier from Indiana. I saw him making some comments. He's always got some great calls. Heroku, you ought to call in, man. Heroku's been in our chat many times, and he's what do you guys think of this, guys? I have put this out there. We've talked about the Dominican Republic having issues with their birth certificates. And what happened to my little thing? Did it get taken down? Hey, someone in my chat messing with my board? Where did it go? I don't see it. I don't see it. You know what? It's gone. I got to create another one. It's gone. All right, here it is. There it is, guys. What do you think? What do you guys think of that? I think he looks older. Ryan, did you remove that? Yeah, Val Ramos says Hiroku should call in. Yeah, I'm saying Juan Soto. Number one, he's not coming to the Giants, okay? The only way Juan Soto would come to the Giants, the only way he would come to the Giants is if he became the highest paid player in the game or close to it, near Ohtani. And I think the Giants would have, Farhan would have to be gone, and the Giants would have already had to sign a Willie Adames and somebody like a Teoscar Hernandez or Santander or something. Juan Soto's not coming here because Matt Chapman is signed. Okay. Yeah, Val Ramos, Dan, 600 for Soto. I think in the end it gets 550 to 6. I think he remains a Yankee or a Met. Look, do you think the Yankees are going to let Juan Soto walk when the Yankees last year were very similar to the Giants when Judge was out of the lineup? Production-wise, batting. Mark. I think the Yankees realize you win with guys like Soto and Judge, and you build around them and you add pieces to them. Juan Soto walks. The Yankees, look, I've got Juan Soto on my fantasy team, and I got Giancarlo Stanton and Jazz Chisholm now. And they've all been in a slump, terrible slump for like a month. Juan Soto's hitting in the 100s for the last month. And that's with Judge batting right behind him. But that happens in baseball. But over the long course of a season, you need your studs. And I don't think the Yankees are going to just, especially if they get to the World Series, don't win it, or I don't know. I just can't see it. I can't see the Yankees and the Mets are going to go crazy trying to outbid. I just don't see them losing. It's not there's no salary cap. It's not like you can't go higher and higher. I don't see Juan Soto coming here. I'd be shocked. Absolutely shocked. Cashman says they're cutting payroll this offseason until Hal Steinbrenner's ego gets to him, and his ego gets to him, and he sees that Steve Cohen across town is getting ready to sign him, and he's going to lose Soto to the Mets. I don't know. I think it's a Mets, Yankees, Giants, a distant third. Yeah. Lou Marston's got it right here. He says, staying a Yankee guaranteed. Yeah. I think that's going to be the case. Don't get caught up in the Juan Soto excitement, guys. Don't get, you're going to get teased again. And especially if Farhan's here, the Giants will get used just to drive up the price. We welcome in from, I believe, the Central Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Central Valley, Rob?
What's up, Dan? Yeah.
Yes, Central Valley. All right. What part of the Central Valley again? I remember you were between Fresno and north of Fresno. Oh, you're in Modesto. That's right. Modesto. Yeah. So how's it going, Rob?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Do you think Ned could do both the San Jose Sharks and the Giants?
No, I think he would leave the Sharks if the Giants actually did offer him the job. Yeah. He's just a scout. He's he's just a scout. If the Giants gave Ned Colletti the head job to run the Giants, there's no. I don't know.
What about
In my mind, I think he'd strongly consider it. Mark Graves says, "What if saving
down there?
What's that?
What about his teaching gig that he does down there?
Oh, in Pepperdine, I'm sure he'd walk away from that. Yeah, I mean, look, you're talking one of the best jobs in baseball.
Yeah,
one of the top 5 teams. Look, you know what's sad? What if Sabian becomes Pobo? He might be able to get Soto. It's possible. Yeah, there's the possibilities with the Yankees right now. You know, you don't think he's had talks with him? Sure.
What's the backup plan if they don't sign Soto? What do you expect them to do?
I would expect them to maybe go heavy in on Willie Adames. I think they want a shortstop, an everyday shortstop who's an actual shortstop. And Willie Adames is a guy that can give you, 100 RBIs, play, Senior, I disagree. You say his time's passed. Why is it passed? Because of his age or because he's been out of the game for a few years? I think that would be insulting if you even said that to Ned.
The one thing I don't think, though, is if Ned does come, he won't come as assistant GM. He'll have to at least be the GM, I would think.
I think he would want to be the head guy unless it was him and Brian together. That's my take. I think they work great together. They don't have, at this point in life, they don't have the egos to, I got to be the top guy. I think what they would do would work together as they did. And, title's title, they would still be equally running the club because they're both capable. And I think they would make the Giants instantly more attractive in the Bay Area. They did it in 97. They turned a horrible team into a winner immediately. Now, of course, they did have Barry Bonds. That's quite a, had Barry Bonds and Matt Williams. So that's a little bit different than what they would have to do. They would have an uphill battle right now.
Remember when they made that trade, when they traded Matt Williams and somebody else, how people were just up in arms about that? Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I remember it. Yeah. Yeah. See, I know it's a lot of young GMs out there right now, but the game is the game, and they still know a ton of people. They could run some circles around some of these younger guys too. When you have that much experience and you've had success.
Do you think Farhan gets fired before the season ends?
I don't know if he gets fired before the season ends. I think, I put it at 75% about 3 weeks ago. And I think it's probably closer to 85, 90% chance that he's gone. I think
it's about 90% at least.
Yeah. And I think they make a move. If it were me, this is me. I probably wouldn't do it this way because it's kind of cold-hearted. I jokingly said I would thank the fans on the final day of the season, and then I'd put it up on the scoreboard that Farhan has been fired. No, they're not going to do that. That's low class. I think they do it within a day or two after the season, and they just, they make an announcement. They may even be working with him right now to see if he's willing to take a back seat anywhere in the organization if he wants to help in the analytics department. My guess is Farhan would probably just walk away. If he's going to get his final year of his he's going to get paid no matter what next year. So he's not going to want to take a step down and, when he still gets the money. My guess is he, look, if the Giants bring Farhan back, Rob, they are telling the fans one thing and one thing only.
I agree.
We don't care. We don't care about winning. We're more interested in status quo. And my concern is there enough hardcore fans out there that will make enough noise
Right.
to,
Well, and the other
to
thing about the Melvin thing is in the summertime, right around June, there was a article with Tim Kawakami. He did an interview with Mr. Johnson, and basically, Mr. Johnson said that if he did get rid of Farhan, that Melvin would probably stay.
as I said, I don't know if you heard me in the beginning of the show. I think that Melvin is talking with Buster.
Yes.
They're two former players, they're two former catchers, and I think that Melvin has gone to Buster. We saw the frustration. We read about it in the article, Melvin's frustrating year. I think Melvin is letting out some of his things. He didn't come out and say, directly, I can't, the analytics, but he alluded to that.
Right.
And he says, it's been a very frustrating year. I should have went with my gut, and I didn't always go with my gut. So you have to be, so I would say that they've talked, and I think Melvin has said, I can't do this job with Farhan. I can't be the effective manager to run this, run the club the way I see fit. I think it's been Melvin's worst year. He practically said it. It's been his worst year as a manager as far as enjoyment. And why is that?
Because he can't run the team.
Yeah, he's in his dream job, and he can't run the team because when Derek Hill is signed, he's immediately in the lineup. And then when Donovan Walton comes up, he's immediately in the lineup. And when, it's this constant platoon at all costs. Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you that's where.
Well, we got some interesting stuff going on in the chat here. I'm seeing some stuff, some disagreements going. I like it. I love it. Some back and forth banter between Senior and it looks like Griffin. Griffin says Buster isn't a killer, and you have to be a killer to be a successful Pobo. Senior says Buster isn't a killer? Question mark. LOL. Dude, come on. Wow, he's a stone cold killer. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on that one. I think Buster is a killer when it comes to his competitiveness as a ball player.
Yeah.
Does that transfer over into successful negotiations of contracts? I mean, we saw what Buster did. It sounds like Buster got the job done with Chapman. And people keep saying Chapman in my chat, and I slipped with Chapman. I think Boris took him to the cleaners on that with years 5 and 6, but the Giants may be well aware of that and are willing to throw away $50 million in years 5 and 6 to get him signed for 4 years. I think the Giants they realize the back end of that contract is not good.
Do you think that Snell comes back?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I don't think Snell comes back unless, they want him back. I don't know.
Do you think that since Chapman re-signed, that gives the Giants an upper leg, maybe they get to talk to Soto?
Oh, no, I don't think it has anything. They'll get to talk to Soto whether you have
just because
Chapman
of that agent thing.
And I don't buy into that agent thing, Boris. I hear people say they got to play, Conforto because of Boris. It doesn't work that way. Look, Boris, guys, just remember this. Carlos Correa was Boris was his agent.
I forgot about Carlos Correa.
If and then they immediately signed right after Correa, they signed Conforto, right? If there's no, believe me, Scott Boras is not going, you're not playing my guy. He's all about, I'm going to get my guy the biggest money I can get in the best situation that we can get for him. And has nothing to do with whether Conforto rides the bench or, I mean, look, they embarrassed Carlos Correa and his family by the way they botched that, and they still, Scott Boras still worked with Farhan many times. I mean, how many guys did he sign this year? He signed Snell and Chapman and who else? I don't know if anybody else was agents of Boras, but I think the whole Chapman thing was to get some. They wanted Chapman. They wanted to have some continuity. They liked the fact, and Buster alluded to it, that yes, Aaron, I need to get to that. That's coming up here in 2 minutes. Thanks for reminding me. They needed Chapman to solidify the clubhouse, the team. They had to have an anchor that plays a lot, that's good in the clubhouse, that's well respected in the game. Their plan, my guess is their plan is they want to go out and add and get 2 or 3 more guys. The question is, are they going to be able to do it? So, we'll see. But we'll find out.
Conforto's not coming back.
No, Conforto's gone. Conforto's gone. Yeah. Conforto's gone. I would make a lot of the team gone personally, but
yeah, I would too. I agree. Yeah. I agree with about everything you say on your show.
Well, thanks, Rob. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Keep doing the good work, and I'll come join you next time.
All right, Rob. Good to see you, Rob from Modesto. All right. Have a good one, Rob. All right, guys. Hey, let's move over to some lot of people in here, over 200 people. Hey, hit those. Let me check the likes, guys. I've got to answer a text here. Okay, let me go to. I got to open this up because the other night we did some likes. We got the likes up, and right now we have. Hold on here. I got to look at the likes. We got 39 guys, and there's 99 in here on YouTube and over 110 watching on X. So see that like button right there where it says 39 right there. I'm going to hit it and make it 40. There it is, 40. Okay, NorCal Sports Network. Do us a favor. I know, we need to put a reminder in there. Hey, Robert Boyd, good to see you. What up? Hit those like. There we go, to 50. Look at that. Boom, just like that. Let's see if we can get it to 75 real quick. All you got to do is just hit the like. If I don't remind everybody, I understand. I watch a lot of different shows, and sometimes I forget to hit the like. But when I watch Larry's show, he's always got a little blurb in there is a reminder to hit the like or have you hit the like button. I need to do that. But let's wrap those likes, guy. 52. Let's see it roll up this. Let it go. Oh, we got a caller coming in. We got a caller. All right, you're on NorCal Sports Network. Who's calling?
Hola, this is Manny from Arizona. How are you?
All right, Manny from Arizona. What part of Arizona are you in, Manny?
I am in Glendale, Arizona.
Man, we're only about 15 minutes away, Manny.
Really? Oh, it's good to know. Good to know. So listen, Los is my cousin.
Oh, yeah?
And I wanted to call in. I saw the show and heard about it, and I wanted to just call in and ask you, with all these NFL players getting injured and hurt, I'm having a really hard time dealing with my fantasy football team. So, my cousin really knows football well, and I know you do too. So I think it would be a great idea if you guys did a show or something. I think it would be just out of this world and give us your knowledge about, fantasy and sleepers and all that good stuff. What do you think? Do you think maybe that's a possibility?
Manny, I think it might be. Hold on and let me get my let me call my buddy Los and get him on here with you. And I'll give him a call right now. Hold on just one moment. You know what? I'll just interpret. I'll just be Los for you, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Los, Manny, how you doing, man?
Very well, very well. ¿Qué pasó, primo?
Hey, very good, very good. Hey, what's how's Sonia doing?
Oh, excelente, excelente. You know how it goes.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, man. I can I can change my accent too wherever I go. Like I'm a political figure. I can change my accent.
Oh, not like me though, Canal. Not like me. But very well done. Very good attempt. You get an A for effort.
Hey, so what's your problem in fantasy football?
Oh, just so many players getting hurt. It's just every week is somebody new. Is Justin Jefferson? Is Joe Mixon? I mean, just
Hey, how about the Cooper Cup?
Yeah, también. Just everybody is going down, and big players, not random number 3 wide receivers. Just really, really big players. So I need the expertise of you, Daniel, y mi carnal, mi primo, Los, and just get help if you can. It would really help me out because I really want to win my football fantasy league.
Well, you know what? You're calling at the right time, Manny, because I'm kind of having a little fun in pretending I'm Los, but I talked to Los, and we're going to do a fantasy football show on Wednesday nights.
Oh, excelente.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Wednesday night. In fact, Wednesday night at 7:00, we'll do a fantasy show every Wednesday, and we'll talk about how to put together a lineup, who to stream on defense, maybe who to play, who not to play, how to make some trades. Dan make very good trades.
I heard a very big rumor about you, my friend, that you like to trade a lot, and that is the kind of inside knowledge I really need.
Yeah, this is Dan interpreting, playing a Lowe's D, but I like to make trades. I like to make trades in fantasy baseball too.
Yes, I've heard this as well. So you said Wednesday night, 7:00, correct?
Wednesday night, 7:00, right here on NorCal Sports Network. We're going to do a fantasy football show.
Excelente. I cannot wait. Daniel, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, Manny. Hey, say hello to Margarita.
Well, remember, my last name is Rivera. Manny Rivera.
Oh, I'm talking about your Margarita, your wife. It's not Margarita anymore?
No. My last name is Rivera. Manny Rivera.
I know you, Manny Rivera, but I'm a Los de la Puente.
Perfecto. Gracias, Dan.
Okay, gracias, Manny. Have a great night. Hey, you want to go to Taco Tuesday tomorrow? Oh, he left. All right, I thought we could do Taco Tuesday. All right. Hey, everybody, we're back. I'm back. Val, is that Italian or Spanglish? Okay. Yeah, hey, seriously, we're going to do a little fantasy football Wednesday night on NorCal Sports Network. Just a little quick show, maybe an hour. Then we'll go into Giants post game. But, we've only got a couple more weeks of Giants baseball, thank goodness. It's getting talking Giants baseball is difficult because it's like trying to recycle. But but yeah, join us Wednesday night. Come on in here. We'll give you some I'm not even playing fantasy this year, but my son's playing, and so I'm kind of living vicariously through him. But I just decided to take a break from the grind of because when I go play something, I just do it all out and I can't stop myself. And it's why I didn't want to play senior. I know you're out there. I didn't want to play fantasy baseball. Now you got me clinging to a 7-team dogfight here with 12 games left. The standings literally change with every hit right now. It's hilarious. I mean, my batting average and seniors' batting average, I swear, they are within. At one point tonight, the lead changed. Our batting average points changed with different batters. The guy didn't get a hit. Oh, his average dropped. I'm back up. Oh, senior got a hit. He's back up on top. Then it's boom, 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 boom. So, yeah. Los D, yes. Your cousin did call. Yep. Knucklehead. He wasn't too bad. But I forgot to ask him if he wanted to go for Taco Tuesday tomorrow night. But anyway, so let me go back here. All right. So, yeah, guys, don't want to bore you with our fantasy baseball stuff. But anyway, let's get to the football. Let's get to the Niners. We got to talk some serious stuff with the Niners. We've got Deebo Samuel now out for a few weeks. First, it was a couple. Now I'm hearing a few. And wouldn't shock me to find out that this is an Achilles as well. A calf strain. I hope it's a calf strain. But generally, a calf strain is, I always thought whenever a calf injury happened, it was because it was much higher up, closer to the knee. But that Achilles does run all the way up, though, into the calf muscle up to the knee, I think. So that tendon is the strongest tendon in the body. In fact, I could feel mine in my calf right now. Wow. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. It does get sore if you, yeah. So I don't know about this situation, guys. Ricky Pearsall's out for at least 2 more games. So the Giants, keep saying Giants. The Niners are without Deebo now, and Pearsall, and CMC, and they're going to Ayuk is not in football shape. Ayuk's not in football. Yes, Joe Schmo, CMC is a huge injury. I believe it is. I believe that my prediction on CMC is that if he comes back too early, like for the Kansas City game or the Dallas game, I think it could potentially be devastating and a full pop. I hope not. Oh man, I hope not. But I think what they need to do, and I think if they're cautious, I think, and play it smart, wouldn't shock me to see CMC rest all the way till the beginning of November before he does any kind of work on that. Maybe mid-November, and then he has to stay in shape, his cardio, by doing bicycle, and staying off of that Achilles, because tendonitis doesn't go away without just rest. Okay, it's not like, oh, well, we'll just give it some treatments and we'll give it some PRP, we'll give it some ice, we'll give it some stimulation. That thing needs to heal. And the best healing for an Achilles tendonitis is rest. You don't want that thing tearing, popping. That would be very, very tragic for his career and the Niners. So let's just hope that they play it smart with CMC. Now this week they're going to go up against the Rams, And the Rams are going to be without Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. So they are down their two best receivers. Niners are down Debo, and Ayuk is right now, he's a shell of himself because he had the third worst separation so far this year, third worst separation among wide receivers. He's not in game shape. We saw this with Blake Snell. It took him till the second half basically to wind into shape. Ayuk, probably you're not going to see peak Brandon Ayuk. My guess is until about week 5. Okay. Probably week 5. And you know what? What he's going through now is not the same as training camp conditioning. Training camp conditioning versus just regular season conditioning, you're not getting the type of reps in the regular season during practice as you would. You're still getting some. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but we saw it with Nick Bosa last year. He wasn't the same. And we're seeing a different Nick Bosa already this year. He looks much fresher. He's, what do you have, 2 sacks on Sunday? So, guys, even though these guys do it for a living, it takes a while to get back up. We saw Ayuk drop a perfect pass in week 1 from Purdy. So I think you're looking at 2-3 more weeks before Ayuk rounds into football shape. Probably around week 5 when you start seeing Ayuk become Ayuk. But guys, if anybody wants to call in, we've got just a few more minutes. I'm going to run this show for just a few more minutes. So we'll take one more call if anybody wants to call in. If not, we'll, come back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we've got Giants and Baltimore. I think a 3:35 start time. And Blake Snell goes to the mound. It's the Giants' best shot at a win. All right, we got the last caller of the night coming in here. All right, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. Who's calling?
Hey, Dan, this is 49er Media.
This is who?
49er Media.
Oh, all right. Hey, 49er Media. Yeah, just saw you in the chat. Yep, you said 2 sacks for Bosa was your last comment. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
Great. So what's your thoughts? Give us your thoughts on the Niners. What are your concerns? What do you see as positive?
Honestly, I'm more concerned about the offense than I am defensively because, you have a new defensive coordinator. Even, when we had D'Amico Ryans and Robert Sala, it kind of took, a few games. It's just, I expect them to learn, I think. Defensively, honestly, I think we're going to be fine. Offensively, it's just even without Debo, even if we had Debo, right, it's just I don't get why this offense is so flat-footed when you have so many, weapons. It's it makes no sense to me, and it's every game seems kind of different where it's we need to use Kittle a lot more, but instead we just end up using them. It feels more as a offensive lineman.
Yeah, the offensive line is a little bit of a concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially that center spot and right tackle spot.
Yeah, the center and right tackle. Pooney looks solid at right guard, so he's kind of helped there. Although the left side looked like it got beat up last week in the game more than the right side.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like Kyle Shanahan just doesn't do a good job of preparing these guys when, they're going to stunt. And, the Vikings were the second highest, first or second highest blitzing team, last year with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's you'd think he'd learn, from the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, it's Kyle's stubborn at times. He gets very stubborn and stuck in his ways. And You know, it's cost him. You know, doesn't run a no huddle in practice, doesn't even try. And when you're down 2 scores and it's a, you know, you might have at most 3 possessions left with the clock. When you look at, you know, 10, 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, you got to look at the possession game and you need 2 scores. So you got to count on that. You're going to stop that. You got to hurry up. You got to start hurrying up. You can't just take your time.
Even yesterday when they were doing, you know, when they got the field goal and then they did the onside kick, like it felt like they were still taking their time. There wasn't really no urgency. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's just like even just the way we started the game, passing the football.
Yeah, no running at all to Mason. Exactly. Mason gets
like
5.
That's just not how this offense works.
Right. I did, you know, it's like he tried to outsmart him. Like, okay, they're going to be expecting the run, so I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
But, you know,
that's the stubborn part to it. He like thinks, oh, I'm over smarting, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, hey, it's great to have you on here talking Niners. We're going to be doing Niners here much more intensive when the Giants season ends. We'll cover the Niners, you know, once or twice a week. Toward the end of the week, we'll make predictions. We'll talk about the upcoming game. We'll talk about the Rams game with Los and possibly Bora as the week progresses. But bear with us with the Giants stuff. Do you follow the Giants too, or?
Yeah, it's just I haven't really been into it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
On the train of like, I really don't want to follow this team more till Farhan's gone.
Yeah, I get you. I get it, man. We're all feeling the same way. We're all in that same boat together. But hey, great to have you join in. You know, really appreciate you calling in 49er Media. How'd you get the name 49er Media? Do you have a show?
Yeah, it's just like a while ago. Like I saw people on Instagram, you know, making like pages and stuff, and I was like, kind of wanted to get more into the Niners, get closer falls. So
there we go. All right. Well, hey, we'll do a show. We're gonna do a fantasy football. If you're playing that, we're gonna do a show starting on Wednesday. So
sounds good.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for calling in 49er Media. Have a great night. We'll see you in the chat in the next show or two.
Sounds good. Have a great night.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. There you have it, guys. That'll wrap it up for us tonight on NorCal Sports Network. Let's get to our tragic number. If you guys haven't seen this, the Giants' tragic number. Move over here and all right, there is our tragic number. It remains at 3 for the night. And there is the coffin that we will put Farhan in that coffin. It might be, you know, Mark, if we're going to put Farhan in there, we might have a celebration instead of a celebration, you know, a tragic ending to the Giants season. It actually, if Farhan gets the axe, we could actually change that from a tragic number to a, what could we call it? A celebration of the passing of Farhan as general manager, or Pobo, whatever you want to call him. But that will be actually a fun show. Tragic to magic. Exactly, Mark. I'll go back. Did you make that coffin? Tom says. No, that is made by our one and only Mark Graves right there. Giants tragic number. See that? Isn't that nice? Black background, SF. Notice we've got the all crossed off in black, and then we circle the tragic number. So it remains at 3 tonight, guys, and we will go take it to all the way down to 0 when the Giants are officially eliminated. Okay, guys, that does it for tonight. Morning game plan has been a little inconsistent the last couple days. I don't think we did one Friday and today. We have been doing morning game plan, but the last few days I've had some stuff going with work that takes priority over the YouTube. As you know, guys, I am a financial advisor, and if you need any financial help, just give me a call. My number is up there in the right-hand corner. I also have a toll-free number at the bottom scrolling there, 888-960-7233. That's SAFE, 888-960-SAFE. And if you're looking for a mortgage type loan, rates are coming down. Los has been putting some stuff out there. I've seen him doing some loans. Rates are down in the low to mid 5s right now, I've seen, guys. So if you've got an older loan that, or you're afraid to get in because rates were over 7, he said, I think I'll stay on the sidelines. Now may be the time to jump back in because rates are in the low to mid 5s. I think somewhere in the 5.25 range. Maybe you can even get it down lower with points, but give Los a call at Flex Funding, 925-250-4894. You guys see us on the show, you like us on the show, you trust us, give us a shot. Don't have to do business with us, but give us a call. And if you like what we tell you and you like what you hear, you might consider wanting to do business with us. So, look, guys, I help people with as little as $25,000 to $50,000 to people that have millions of dollars. Okay. I don't discriminate. I wish I could just say I'm only taking clients with $1 million plus in assets, because then I would just make a ton more money, wouldn't have to work as hard because I wouldn't have as many clients, but I would be making, quite a bit more on those. But you know what? We all start small somewhere, and I don't discriminate. Some people like to do it that way, and that's their business prerogative. I look at it this way. Somebody needs my help, and they called me. They've reached out to me. I'm not going to say, hey, you're too small for me. I only work with so many. Look, if you need help and you've taken the time to call me, I will help you. Okay? And Los will do the same for you. So, guys, thanks for joining again, NorCal Sports Network. I think we'll get in tomorrow morning at 10:30 for a morning game plan. We'll give it a shot. Be a short show, but look us up tomorrow morning, and then back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for Giants postgame. Have a great night, everybody.